Hello, I'm Jannarone, Editor-in-Chief of IPO Edge here at the ICR Conference in Orlando, Florida. Very happy to be here with Barry McGowan, who's the CEO of Fogo de Chão. Barry, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. So glad to be here.
Now, Barry, I've got to say I'm a fan of the restaurant. I visited your Fort Lauderdale location recently. My colleague was just telling us that he went to your Chicago location, so we're big fans. But tell those of us, or those viewers who are watching, a bit about the business model and what Fogo de Chão is all about.
You bet. Well, Fogo de Chão, look, we're a 45-year-old brand. We're from Brazil, international brand growing in America. Now, we've been in the U.S. for 26 years. We just opened our 85th restaurant globally. And really excited, just one restaurant at a time, but rooted in authenticity, really about the consumer. And I think what's really special is in America, the proven portability from coast to coast, but 87% millennial, Gen Z and Gen X, just a tailwind of great consumers who love experiential dining and discovery. So really exciting time for the brand.
Perfect. And one thing that I learned about when I was at your Fort Lauderdale location was the gaucho and how all that works. Can you tell our viewers about the gauchos and what they do?
So it's unique. It's rooted in a culinary art form called churrasco. So it all starts from farm, the animal, how it's raised, and then really the butchery, and then the simply seasoning of the meat, slow roasting, and then also serving. So that gaucho chef is unique that they do all three roles. They prepare, butcher, prepare, and serve. So if you think about the uniqueness and structural advantage we have in the industry is it takes less labor to deliver more customizable experiences to guests, and that's very unique to this model, and we've been doing it for 45 years. So it's a real lost art form on the culinary side that we really believe is our differential.
Great. Well, I've tasted it myself, so he's right. Now let's talk numbers a little bit, or finance. So you were acquired by Bain Capital 2023, which is last year now.
Yeah.
So you also announced that you've got 20 new locations expected in the next 2 years. A lot going on. So growth, new investor. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, look, we, as you know, we were filed an S1. We were going to go public. The public markets didn't happen. So we worked with Rome Capital to basically exit and find another sponsor, and we really delighted to be partnered with Bain Capital. So that transaction happened when Bain announced the definitive agreement. We announced it. By the time we closed, we opened 10 more restaurants. So I'd just say the 20 restaurants in the pipeline are just furthering the pipeline. Our visibility for the next 24 months, even 36 months, is just getting stronger. So our algorithm's set. It's just continuity, and I would say consistent growth that we see in the future. And just really what we love is about 80% of that's existing market. So no pioneering, just simple brand building right now. So very strong. Very delighted with the outcome with Bain Capital.
Great. Now let's talk about last year a bit. So you opened many restaurants. Can you tell us about the locations? And you just said that you're not necessarily trying to go into new territories, but focusing on areas where the brand's already very strong and proven.
Sure. So LA market, for instance, 10 years ago we had one market with multi-units. That was Sao Paulo, Brazil. So as of this year, we just opened 3 more in the greater LA metro market, but we just opened Brea, California, doing really well. So the LA market will now have, we have 10 restaurants open. We're going to be opening another 2. So that goes back to brand building, awareness, trial, frequency, and all the attributes that we want to unlock with Bain Capital.
Great. Now, of course, most people think meat when they think churrascaria, but you have plant-based options now too. Tell us a bit about that part of the menu.
Well, for 45 years, we've always served plant-based protein. So our market table's always been prevalent part of our dining. So you think about the variety, and I would say today we call it a diet tribe. Our brand is totally customized. We don't have a menu. We have all the ingredients, and we customize to each guest preference of dining. So we call them diet tribes, if you would. So if you're pescatarian, carnivore, keto, whatever the type is, we can accommodate in the moment and suit you. We also have a vegan menu, vegan entrees, and that's based off the ingredients we've always had on the market table. So nutrient dense, good for you, and we just curate in the moment to make sure everybody's accommodated.
That's interesting because you think if you're going out to eat with a vegetarian, you say steakhouse, they're gonna they're going to have a fit, but you really are able to attract vegetarians.
Yeah, because everybody wants to dine and be social and be with friends. Nobody wants to be the veto vote. So Fogo, we make that easy. And by the way, it's a great place to go because it's not, it's by the slice, by the cut. And then same thing, the experience of the person who doesn't eat beef has the same optionality, the idea of discovery. So they enjoy it the same way. They just get to customize their way, don't feel left out. So all that goes back to the consumer leads, the trends are changing. Our model gives all the flexibility to accommodate every guest, their need state, and I even say the occasion they desire. So.
No, Barry, something that I noticed when I was visiting one of your restaurants was that, it's not necessarily a multi-hour experience. You can pop in for a happy hour and have snacks and drinks. Can you tell our viewers a bit about that?
Well, that's great. Well, I tell you, you picked up on the key attributes. So, you can come to the bar. We have all-day happy hour, by the way, in the dining room or the bar. But you can sit at the bar and have a $9 fresh ground picanha burger. We got half-price South American wine. So a bottle of Milicala, 97-point rate for, 97-point rated for $45. So experiences are approachable, the food is decadent, and it's differentiated. So that's bar experience. And then I'll just say this, if you just want the market table, you can have that, which has security.
Oh, okay.
So it just makes our bar environment fun and inviting.
Great. And then when it comes to drinks, you're doing mocktails, and obviously you just talked about the wine. Just tell people a little bit more about the beverage choices.
Sure. So when you think about wine in South America, we're primarily South American wine, but we are famous for caipirinha, which is a Brazilian drink. But we do classics really well. Blue cheese martini, wonderful, Manhattan. But I go back to the mocktail piece. We use Clean Co. We rolled that out because that's where the trends, you think about the millennial trends of just optionality. So that Clean Co. low to no alcohol is really moving. We thought we'd sell, 3 or 4 a week. We're selling about 5 a day. In our new restaurants, we're moving much more. So it's a category that's real, but we really innovate around that, make them beautiful glassware, and make sure it's worth the experience. And we're excited about that category. It's just another occasion that somebody wants to participate in the experience, but do it in a way that suits their needs.
Well, another occasion that people might not think of as so obvious is brunch. So tell us about your brunch offering, and is it popular? How's it going?
Gosh, thanks for doing that. I love brunch. We're on our 8th year of brunch growing. And it goes back to the approachability. We transform the market table to nutrient-dense superfoods around fruits, vegetables. We have a saute station. We make omelets to order, waffles. So it's just a transformative experience. It's also very approachable for families. So that day part is our largest growing day part, Saturdays. 10 years ago, we weren't open for lunch on Saturdays. So we introduced brunch on Saturdays and then Sundays. And that's still a part of our really 9 years of positive traffic as of last year. Our 10th year of positive traffic, which we believe this year will be. I think brunch is still going to be a big part of that.
Great. Now, slightly tough question, but maybe it won't apply to you guys. What are the biggest challenges that restaurants are facing in 2024? We're out of COVID, knock on wood, so hopefully everything's going to stay open. But what are the challenges out there?
So I think for everybody, labor is the big discussion point. Just the talent pool. I'll say this: a lot of people are stating they're understaffed still. We've been overstaffed since COVID by about 40%, so 140% staffed to 2019. So we have visibility first to our human capital pipeline. So we're overstaffed. We promote everybody from within. So career succession, all that's good. So labor's still going to be the battlefield. Our model's just simpler. It takes less labor. We focus on real high skill culinary side of what we do and focus on a high hospitality. So I would say what we do differently on the labor side is we invest heavily in labor every day. We don't talk about cutting labor. We're always focusing on how do we drive productivity, how do we add more hospitality, do more for our guests. So I'd say that's where I think models have to transition. We're going to lean into that, and I would say it's still going to be a challenge for everybody. As you know, the commodities have come off a little bit. Beef is going to go up. But because of our mix, we feel like we're still going to be, we'll have low single-digit inflation with that. So the industry's facing the same thing. So, but I'd say this, the tough parts of the industry, everybody goes to the toughest part. I just want to share with you, look, our industry's going through a renaissance in a good way. There's a lot of exciting things in our industry, and excited that Fogo's just on the right side of that innovation. So.
Well, I hope you open more in South Florida where I am.
We will for sure.
Well, all right, just one more Wall Street question.
Sure.
So some of our viewers may know that Fogo de Chao filed an S1, was ready to go public. Is that still a possibility at some point down the road?
Sure. So, Bain Capital knows that. They have great experience on, capital market side, taking companies public. So we've partnered with them. We're still going to run our business. We're, I would say, public ready. And I think when the window makes sense to Bain Capital management, then we'll make that decision. But we'll be ready when the market comes back.
All right, Barry. Well, this has been terrific. This is Barry McGowan, CEO of Fogo de Chao from the ICR Conference 2024 in Orlando, Florida.